Have you ever wondered why, out of all the live streams they've done, this particular interaction feels so much more intense? At first, everything seemed like a totally normal broadcast, until Taehyung suddenly dropped a single sentence that successfully made the entire fandom skip a heartbeat. Many people only recently realized that his simple request to turn off the lights actually holds a much deeper meaning than what meets the eye. And believe it or not, the real reason behind this glow-in-the-dark moment is exactly what sent netizens into an absolute frenzy. Are you curious about what truly happened that night? Hello K-pop lovers! Welcome back to the Taekook Diary channel, your ultimate place to share warm moments and exciting stories about Taehyung and Jungkook that always make ARMYs lose their focus. That night, Jungkook was actually happily greeting the ARMYs through his solo live broadcast on Weverse. As usual, the enthusiasm from the fans was truly extraordinary, successfully breaking the record of over 16 million viewers. Imagine, 16 million people gathered together in a span of almost 2 hours just to watch their favorite idol singing and having a very relaxed chat. Everything was running so normally and pleasantly, until one comment suddenly popped up and completely changed the entire direction of that night's broadcast. Of course, it was not an ordinary comment from a regular fan, but rather from someone who is incredibly special to Jungkook. Taehyung suddenly appeared and invited him to switch platforms and do a joint live broadcast on Instagram. This seemingly simple request turned out to be the beginning of a very historic moment that ARMYs will never forget. But did you know his next move was incredibly shocking? For an idol with very strict rules, stopping a broadcast on the agency's official platform that is being watched by millions of people just to move to Instagram is certainly not a trivial decision at all. Especially at that exact time, there were many circulating rumors saying that broadcasting outside the official platform could easily trigger a stern warning from the staff. However, Jungkook's actual reaction made everyone absolutely speechless. Without thinking twice, he was entirely willing to end his live session right then and there just to fulfill his lovely Hyung's sudden wish. He knew very well that his decision might be quite risky, but it seemed like being together with Taehyung that night was much more important to him. This brave and spontaneous action seemed to be clear proof of how great Jungkook's absolute loyalty is when faced with Taehyung's request. But what happened next when they finally connected is truly the real massive deal. The whole process to actually broadcast together did not go as smoothly as initially imagined by everyone. During the first attempt, Jungkook seemed a little confused and completely failed to find Taehyung's account. He even went as far as apologizing in a very regretful tone to the loyal viewers and briefly turning off his live broadcast. But, Jungkook's persistent charm was truly evident right here. He kept trying his best and looking for various ways so that the two of them could immediately stream side by side. And sure enough, that short wait paid off perfectly. When Taehyung's handsome face finally appeared on the split screen, Jungkook's expression changed drastically in just a matter of seconds. A bright smile instantly bloomed on his face, showing a sense of relief and deep happiness that could no longer be hidden from anyone. His sparkling eyes seemed to wipe away all the previous frustration. But wait until you hear their very first words together. When the screen finally displayed these two visual prides of ARMY simultaneously, the atmosphere slowly transformed into something entirely different. Viewers immediately noticed a striking contrast between the two of them. Jungkook's screen looked significantly darker because he was only using minimal lighting inside his room. But funny enough, the dim light in Jungkook's place actually created an incredibly intimate, warm, and honestly, a slightly romantic vibe. Their interaction flowed so naturally, just like two close best friends sharing secret stories in the middle of the night, far away from the glaring spotlights of the big stage. The casual chat they shared made millions of people watching feel like they were peeking into a private room belonging only to the two of them. Everything felt so calm and peaceful, until Taehyung suddenly threw an unexpected question that instantly escalated the tension to a new high and made many fans truly hysterical. In the midst of that incredibly relaxed conversation, Taehyung, who seemed very observant, noticed the lighting conditions in Jungkook's room. He looked at the screen, smiled faintly, and then uttered a sentence that successfully made the fans' hearts beat much faster. He asked in a teasing tone, "Should I turn off my light too?" This question might sound perfectly normal to ordinary people, but for the ARMYs who were watching live, that sentence was like a very massive hint. Why did Taehyung suddenly want to adjust his room conditions to be as dark as Jungkook's room? Was he actively trying to match the frequency and create a deeper atmosphere? Many netizens immediately speculated that Taehyung intentionally did that to build a romantic vibe without many people realizing it. The tension between the two suddenly felt so intense. Taehyung's sweet attitude of wanting to match Jungkook proves his deep attention to little details we so often ignore. Of course, Jungkook's actual reaction to the question of turning off the lights was no less interesting to discuss. Instead of answering awkwardly, Jungkook actually responded in his signature style, which is incredibly relaxed yet full of total confidence. In one specific moment, he even joked to the viewers and said that they would never be able to handle or deal with his overwhelming charm. This witty remark instantly broke the ice, but at the exact same time, many fans caught the hidden meaning behind their interaction. Behind Jungkook's bold joke, there lies a fascinating fact that Taehyung is truly the only person who can match and understand him inside out. They both have their own unique communication language that often does not need long words to be completely understood. A simple gaze and a faint smile between them are enough to explain how perfectly comfortable they are. This fact further strengthens the unbreakable Taekook bond that melts our hearts. What made this broadcast even more legendary was the silent moments that happened right after that specific light question. Sometimes, silence speaks much louder than any spoken words, and this was exactly the case for Taekook that night. For a few brief but electrifying seconds, they simply looked at each other through their respective screens without saying anything at all. ARMYs could clearly see the shifting dynamics in their eyes, as if they were sharing an inside joke or a secret thought that only the two of them could ever comprehend. It felt like time had suddenly stopped for a moment, leaving millions of viewers holding their breath. You can literally feel the thick tension radiating through the screen, proving that their chemistry is not something fabricated for the cameras. It is raw, completely genuine, and incredibly powerful. The way Taehyung smiled affectionately at the younger member was simply enough to make everyone scream out loud endlessly. Behind all these beautiful and romantic interactions, we also cannot forget the massive risk that Jungkook willingly took for this live. In the K-pop industry, switching from a monitored application to a public platform like Instagram without prior permission from the agency is generally considered a huge rule violation. Staff members usually monitor everything to protect the artists from unexpected situations. Yet, Jungkook completely disregarded all those strict protocols just because Taehyung asked him to join. This rebellious streak highlights a very special hierarchy in Jungkook's heart, where Taehyung's simple requests easily outweigh the rigid corporate guidelines. It makes fans realize that for Jungkook, making Taehyung happy and spending quality time together is his ultimate priority. He bravely put himself on the line, risking a scolding from the managers, just to create this magical night for all of us. But of course, the big surprises did not just stop right there. As you can probably guess, the internet completely exploded the moment this Instagram Live was happening. Twitter timelines were flooded with millions of tweets, and the hashtag Taekook immediately climbed to the #1 trending spot worldwide in just a matter of minutes. Fans were frantically screen recording every single second, analyzing the way they looked at each other, the tone of their voices, and of course, the legendary light-dimming proposal. Many professional body language experts among the fans pointed out how relaxed and entirely unguarded they both were. It was as if they had forgotten that over 16 million pairs of eyes were watching their every move. This level of comfort is extremely rare to find, even among group members who have lived together for over a decade. It was a massive celebration for the fandom, a rare feeding moment that proved all the long-standing theories were actually completely real and deeply and undeniably true. Towards the end of this highly surprising and tension-filled live broadcast, their interaction did not lose its magical charm at all. After sharing many warm moments, laughing out loud together, and successfully making millions of ARMYs hold their breath due to the intense atmosphere, they finally had to end their togetherness that night. However, the exact way they closed this live session also managed to steal everyone's attention. Right before completely disconnecting the live, the two of them looked deeply at each other through the screen, smiled very sincerely, and compactly gave a thumbs-up sign towards the camera. This extremely simple yet meaningful gesture seemed to serve as a secret symbol of agreement between the two of them. That incredibly sweet farewell moment perfectly wrapped up the historic broadcast, leaving a profound impression and thousands of new wild theories among loyal fans everywhere. Taekook truly always finds a brilliant way to connect. So, what are your honest thoughts about this truly historic and tension-filled moment? Do you completely agree that Jungkook's incredibly bold decision to turn off a live stream with millions of viewers just to move to Instagram is undeniably one of the sweetest forms of absolute loyalty ever seen? Or perhaps you have your very own wild theories about why Taehyung was so persistent in wanting to turn off his lights that magical night. Please share all your craziest thoughts and theories down in the comments section below. Let's have a super fun discussion right there. If you totally enjoyed today's story and deep dive, make absolutely sure you hit that like button, share this video with all your ARMY besties, and of course, subscribe to the Taekook Diary channel so you never miss out on any warm updates from our precious boys. Thank you so much for staying until the very end of the video. Stay perfectly healthy wherever you are, and see you next time in our next video.